What's with the pictures? Did you put these up? Relationships. You can live with them, you can also live without them. Shout out to my misanthropes. Now today we're going to be taking a look at the relationship question that I know has been keeping all of us up at night. How do each of the 140 plus characters in every Putt-Putt educational adventure game feel about their protagonist? We're taking a look under the hood of Humongous Entertainment's most profitable mascot. Take that, Pajama Sam. How do you like sorting them socks? With the help of my crack research team comprising myself and Ben Call, we scoured the gameplay of all 7 Putt-Putt adventure games, analyzing every interaction between Putt-Putt and his friends to produce this. Are you happy? We did this for you.
Putt-Putt friends and now. Putt-Putt friends and now.
We've broken them up into different classes. Each character has different roles in the world of Putt-Putt. We'll start up here with the crime syndicate run by Putt-Putt himself. Here we have Putt-Putt and his pet dog, which he picks up in a cave in the middle of nowhere. And they clearly have some shady business going on. Nobody questions what Putt-Putt is doing. Many people try and obstruct his work, but nobody can. There's a deep-seated fear in almost every character that we come across. Either fear or acceptance. For example, Smokey, the fire truck, he's clearly aware of Putt-Putt's shady dealings, but Putt-Putt actually has some leverage over him. We discover in the Putt-Putt Enters the Race game that Smokey clearly has a drinking problem. But leverages this over him and ensures that Smokey and other authority figures are in his pocket. Mr. Baldini, he clearly is the supplier for Putt-Putt, providing the animal chow, bird seed, groceries, lots of other product that Putt-Putt needs to keep people hooked, keep people under control, and keep his business running.
Isn't that a problematic stereotype about Italians?
There's a few people in the business that don't actually know Putt-Putt very well. The cars from the future. So as we have in most, quality cinematic universes, there is time travel involved. And Putt-Putt does visit his descendants. So we have Electra, Darian the librarian, Artifact who runs the museum. All of them worship the image of Putt-Putt at the center of their village, clearly continuing his legacy of crime. Of particular note is that in this futuristic setting, several of Putt-Putt's rivals, Freddy Fish, PJ Sam, Spy Fox, all of them seem to have been erased from history, regardless of the fact that they themselves are mythical entities visible in the constellations above. There is no record of them in Artifacts Museum. The next group we're going to talk about are the customers. Whether willing or unwilling, these people are funding the crime. First we have people who are users. We have the pit crew that many of them seem to be on something, probably meth. We have George at number 3 Red Street. The road to Red Street was actually laid with nails. So somebody was trying to sabotage this industry. Who do we know that stole Putt-Putt's magnet, which was integral to clearing this nail-ridden road? Where did she go? There she is. Toy store owner. The toy store owner. She's privy to what's going on. She is trying to work against Putt-Putt. She stole his magnet, laid nails on the road. Putt-Putt intentionally blew his tires on these nails because he don't care. He has disciples among his crew such as Chuck Wagon, who follows him literally everywhere. At the first sign of danger, Chuck shows up, pulls Putt-Putt, gives him free supplies, new tires, gives him free gas. Just the world is at Putt-Putt's beck and call, especially when he has enablers like Chuck. Cam Clarence and Pete, they're actually so Putt-Putt's actually extorting these three. They get their lawns mowed by Putt-Putt. He only goes around the perimeter, calls it a day. He still gets paid in gold doubloons, for lack of a better term, for doing a shoddy job at mowing a lawn. I don't know what crime means to you. That's crime. Get steroids from Putt-Putt. Okay, talked about these guys. Moving on. Now we're getting deep into what makes Putt-Putt tick. He's got entertainment. When you have control and mastery over an entire town of car people, why not make them put on grand musical productions for your amusement? Why not? Why not have flowers sing for you or topiaries sing for you upon arrival? Why stop at musical numbers? Why not have a little more fun? So we see Putt-Putt tormenting cows, also goats, also ducks, also birds. Actually, road blocking bluebirds. They're up here somewhere. He doesn't like those birds. Nor does he like mice. More on that later. So, he likes to play with other animals. And aliens, for that matter. Did I mention that he goes to the moon? He goes to the moon. And at the end of these interactions, he often steals something from... Well, steal is a strong word. He earns something from them. I'm sure every time you are playing tag with your friends, you get a prize, right? After each of his adventures, he also has some grand welcoming committee, whether it's his classmates, who he is clearly brainwashing, some sort of North Korea situation going on there. People he forces to join in on his parades. He forces people to give him a grand welcoming ceremony when he gets back from the moon. It seems that the people of Cartown were trying to lose Putt-Putt on the moon. One of his enemies in the town is this butterfly who set off the fireworks that launched Putt-Putt in the first place. This is also the reason why we have Mr. Firebird here, who put on the fireworks show. There's something unique about these sentient time devices. So, as you might expect, when time traveling, you will often run into sundials with googly eyes that speak to you. They seem to be some sort of like time deity, time entity that assisted Putt-Putt in his nefarious purposes as he traipsed about the timeline. They're being brainwashed. Yeah. So, we've talked about all these people who are in cahoots, but there is a little subclass of people who have no idea who Putt-Putt is. These poor innocent souls. We have a bunch of dinosaurs that he ran into in prehistoric times, and it was his first time going into the past. Dinosaurs, you know, they were innocent. They had no idea what he was doing there. We've talked about Putt-Putt, we've talked about his organization, now we got the circus, now we got the zoo, and look at these guys, we got the seals, we got baby Jumbo, we got Jumbo's mom, we got them all! Sure, Honko was tortured? Sweeney's a demon. Peanut Stand Man, not on anyone's team. Putt-Putt has some magical defenses protecting his home, one of which is a sentient tree that may or may not have ejaculated into a barrel using a juice box. There's a salmon cannon installed in Putt-Putt's front pond. we're going to talk now about the gods. But what about gods that can control volcanoes on the planet? We just so happen to have one in prehistoric times. This crazy bird controls lava and is best buds with Putt-Putt. The Earth itself, interestingly enough, hates him. When he's launched to the moon, the Earth rejoices. No more Putt-Putt. No more Putt-Putt. It's such a wonderful idea. The man on the moon also hates Putt-Putt. He seems to have angered many a god. However, he has captured Merlin. Now, when Putt-Putt traveled to the future, we learned something very interesting about pet food. When he goes to the zoo, he's delivering animal chow. When he's in Cartown, he has bird seed. He's always wandering around with something to feed the animals. In the future, when we see an animal eat their food, there's a sudden transformation. A penguin turns into a duck turns into a dragon. It is something mythical, something magical, something that he got from Merlin, and something that he used on Merlin to turn him into his own car radio. These two have been fused into the body of Putt-Putt, granting him powers, extraordinary powers, that he uses to lord over all other creatures. There's a sinister truth beneath the surface. There's a war brewing in the world of Putt-Putt's car town. This has been Unraveled.
Hey, there's a whole other section.
Now we're done.
What about Switzerland?
Self-explanatory. The sun has a face. I have not yet seen a sun in my time that had a face. I've only looked at the sun once during an eclipse. No, I've looked at it more than that. I was 10 once. Every time I've gazed at the sun, never seen a face. In Putt-Putt's universe, the sun is you. You have the power to drive Putt-Putt where you want to. You have the power to control his world alongside him and his crazy magics. You can decide how you feel about Putt-Putt, for you are him.